Even though Disney and some Marvel fans refuse to admit it, She-Hulk has been a complete and total disaster for Marvel. Just like so many other things in Phase 4 of the MCU, it's been focused on dividing a fan base and pushing the audience away, just like Kevin Feige and Victoria Alonso planned. And for anyone who's actually watching this series, somehow managing to get through it, you understand that this is not good, that this is bottom of the barrel, that it's potentially the worst thing that Disney Marvel has ever done. And instead of focusing on telling a compelling story, instead of focusing on building characters that everybody could potentially enjoy, the writers at She-Hulk have decided to focus on shitting on men, shitting on their core audience. Let's just face it, that's the core audience for these comic book movies. As much as Disney and as much as Marvel wants to change that, still predominantly, it's men. And they have been very, very clear. If you don't totally align with this feminist agenda that they have, they fucking despise you. So much so that they're gonna dedicate time in their show to tell you just that. They're really making 4chan to be the villain of this show. I would say 4chan, Reddit, whatever they think people are actually on right now. But look at this. This is from the show. This is the second episode now that they have devoted time to shit on their audience. And I'll back it up just a little so you can see the beginning. Hashtag cancel She-Hulk. When you a Hulk but you still dumb. Someone just shoot She-Hulk. Now here is what a lot of people focused on, these memes, right? This is what they are doing. They are taking people, they're trying to make fun of people that they think won't like the show. Keep in mind, this was already done beforehand. They're intentionally trying to piss people off. They're intentionally trying to divide an audience and divide a fan base. And what are they doing? They're taking, people that are memeing on the show, and they're trying to equate that with something much more sinister. Someone just shoot She-Hulk. What's the next one?
What is?
How do we SWAT She-Hulk? 8 reasons She-Hulk needs to die. How do we kill She-Hulk? Look at this. This is what they think of you if you don't like their dog shit show, if you don't like their agenda, if you don't like this shit. They're gonna try to equate you with the worst thing in the world. And the fan base that does still remain there, which is very much dwindling, it's either incredibly young people with pronouns in their bios that are anonymous and hide their faces because, well, I think we understand why, or it's lonely, bitter women in their 30s and 40s that despise men. They are all for this. Look, guys, it's quite simple. As are some of you, it appears, don't like, don't watch. And of course, this banger, sorry incels, not all content is made for you. And they even did hey, that's a pretty good Photoshop. Sorry incels, not all content is made for you. Incel is very quickly becoming the new racist or transphobe or whatever they want to label someone, bigot, that doesn't actually have any meaning. When you start labeling everyone as an incel, if they don't agree with you, it kind of loses its power, doesn't it? When you start labeling people who have 3 children incels, I don't think you're actually using that word appropriately, and nobody takes it seriously anymore. But I will say, if this is the advice that you're giving, this is not the official She-Hulk account. This is just a fan account, a stan account, just to be very clear. But the reason that they're like this is because that's what the show is telling you. That's what this show is all about. That's what Marvel's all about at this point. But it looks like people are listening to them. She-Hulk fails to make Nielsen streaming charts a first for Marvel. The first time a Marvel show has not hit top 10 in the streaming charts. That is fucking pathetic, but it's because no one's tuning in. Because they don't want them to. They don't want that audience. It is clear at this point. And everyone who's still kind of barely getting through this terrible show is realizing the same thing. Is She-Hulk getting worse? Why some fans think so. It absolutely is getting worse, and each and every subsequent episode that comes out, the IMDb ratings continue to get worse for each episode. But listen to some of the feedback from people. On Twitter, I the Ghost, responded to a clip of She-Hulk vs. Titania. It's like every episode is getting worse. This show is really getting hard to watch. The She-Hulk series is getting dangerously close to being unwatchable. Seems like each new episode is worse than the previous. Anyway, keep up the great work on House of the Dragon. I agree. And even people that are trying to like this show. This isn't just fucking haters or whatever. This is people that are trying to like it. I try not to tweet negative things out in the world, but the newest episode of She-Hulk might have been the worst 40 minutes of television I've ever seen. I don't understand the point of this show. If they aren't getting to a point, they're taking time with nonsense. She-Hulk keeps getting worse and worse. Every episode left me feeling so unsatisfied. Like, it is bad. And that's playing out on every single review site. Metacritic, 3.3 overall out of 10. IMDb, look at all these 1 stars. And overall, if you take the average of everything, you're looking at a 4.6 when you take all the ratings into account. Things are not going good, and it matches up exactly kind of with what we've seen from the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. But Disney and Marvel, this is what they asked for. You put a bunch of people in charge of the show that aren't qualified to do it, and they're not focused on telling a good story. All they want to do is promote their narrative and their identity politics and their virtue signaling, and they want to shit all over anyone who they think doesn't align with that. They want to shit all over men because they're lonely and they're bitter and they despise men because of it. This show is truly, truly pathetic, and the fact that they are taking way more time to try to shit on the fans, to try to shit on their potential audience, to shit on their core audience, than they are with actually writing a story tells you everything you need to know. These women are sad. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.